Question is, what do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina. I think he's trying to do the best he can. But don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying. All right? They're dying.
What do you mean by that?
How are we going to solve this problem?
We're going to do it the way that we always do it, and it's always done when countries essentially go broke. What they do is they, through a combination of devaluing the currency, printing of money, there's an imbalance. They print money, devalue the currency, and create an artificially low interest rate so that the person who's holding the bonds is receiving an artificially low interest rate. That's the way Japan has done it with their local, and that's the way we will do it.
So in other words, my grandchildren and great-grandchildren not yet born are going to be paying off this debt in devalued dollars, more or less.
It's going to happen faster than that.
Faster than that.
In 5 years, we'll have probably, so 5 years being, say, 2031, I think digital intelligence will exceed the sum of all human intelligence.
They thought I was done.
That there will be, in
tried to
5
kill me,
years,
Wallstreet tried to bury me. But God had another plan.
probably, there might be let's say at least 100 million humanoid robots, but maybe a billion.
Hey guys, Cortez Jr, another episode of Christian Wallstreet. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. This weekend I wanted to talk about Bitcoin and obviously S&P 500 reaching an all new high and having the ability to shift the whole narrative, shift the whole markets. And I really want to just talk about some of the basic things that I think you should know going into September, because August is almost at a close here. We're well over halfway through August. And the S&P 500's all new high. So what does that mean? Well, today we're going to discuss that and how it affects you and your portfolio and what you should be doing now to protect yourself, because there's some things that you may want to know about. In interim, definitely, please let me sign my disclosure here. Everything on this podcast is meant for information, education purposes only. I am a licensed financial advisor, but I'm not giving investment advice on this platform or this podcast. So if you would like financial advice, give us a call, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at cortezwm.com, book an appointment, and just fill out some information that you want to know, or what do you like or dislike about your current situation, and let's just see if we're a good fit. I'm not a good fit for everybody, nor do I want to be. So definitely give us a call, and we want to help you become a better patriot, a better retiree, spiritually as well as financially. With that being said, guys, thank you. But more importantly, everybody's feeling rich right now. The S&P 500 is growing. I think we're forgetting kind of what it feels to not always be the genius. Everybody's feeling like a genius right now. Everything's going up. Just look around. As you know, S&P 500 hit another high. Bitcoin, are you joking me? Bitcoin just shot up from 68 to 72. Full-blown blow of the top on a resistance. And it's on fire this week. And we might see some big momentum in Bitcoin, and maybe long-term. I'm talking possibly looking at some calls all the way out to February 2027 on BitU. We'll talk about that in a second. But it ripped through 70,000, which was a huge resistance level. We had talks of Bitcoin going down to 38,000. I believe it was going to go to 38,000, but it could be a massive head fake to come back up. This is typical behavior of Bitcoin. It moves 70% in any given way on any given Sunday because they're traded 24/7. But I want you to just look around. People are beating their chest. Yeah, we're rich again. We're making money. I told you BTC forever. BTC is going to be it. And they're posting screenshots. They're posting gains. They're acting cocky all over again. They're feeling rich. And listen to me carefully. I absolutely love it. I love the gains. I believe in growth, and I believe in the American business. I believe in the financial enterprise. I believe in capitalism. I believe in the spirit of enterprise, is what I meant to say. And I believe that you can create tremendous wealth via commerce, via American business. So I'm not rooting for a stock market collapse here, just so I can say that oh man, I was right. Look at me. I'm the man. I'm the man. I called the stock market crash. I called the dollar crash. You guys know that's not me. I called the silver crash. You remember? All you guys thought I was a freaking idiot. But who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? I called it. I don't need the credit. I'm just saying I was the one that stuck my neck out there and told you guys to sell. And everyone called me, oh man, you're a spick Jew. You are a freaking Jew, but you're an idiot. You're this, you're that. Like cursing me, like derogatory names, all these things. And I just laughed. I mean, you guys control all you want to control, man. But everybody has a great retirement until the market stops performing. If Mike Tyson was a retirement planning, he would say that everybody has a good plan until the market stops performing, because his claim to fame, I don't know if he tokened it, but he basically did. He said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And he was good at that. So think about what you're watching right now. All this distractions, all the bro investors, they're going to town, they're screenshotting the posers, and people are Instagramming their portfolio and say, hey, we're back. Meanwhile, you heard the podcast on Tuesday. We just hit $40 trillion. Congratulations, America. You know what it says in Genesis 12:3. God tells Abraham, I will bless those who will bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse you. You know, they completely destroyed that verse, because now they associate that with Israel. And we're supposed to line up for Israel, give them the money, give them everything that they ask for. Don't question their LGBT standards. Don't question how their Talmud says black people are animals. If you're not a Jew, you're an animal. Don't question that they even say in the Talmud that you can marry children at 4, 5 years old. Islam says the same thing. With parental consent, you can marry a little girl. It's disgusting. I say all that not to talk about that. I say that because this is how everything gets programmed. We are to believe that everything's fine and dandy, and this is the way it is. But, you know, there's something going on in my practice where I think it's even more important that we're starting to see what I preached about for 4 years. Not that I'm rooting for a stock market collapse. I root for preparation. What I love to do as far as being an impact is saying, hey, while the stock market's going up, while there's $40 trillion, why there's an inverted yield curve, why there's disgusting spiritual battles with religious forces that are destroying America, that are literally hurting God's people. While all this is happening, markets are moving, interest rates move, the headlines are completely changing from a day-to-day standpoint. You have to be ready to get punched in the mouth like Mike Tyson, because that portion of that retirement strategy that you have has to go through all this nonsense. We already spoke about the $40 trillion in debt. If you haven't heard about Green Money Solutions, let me tell you, a lot of retirees, they stick their money in the 401ks, they stick their money in their IRAs and their Roths, and they rely on stocks and bonds, even precious metals, to grow their retirement, to get them to their retirement destinations. You need principal protection. You need an account that has ability to protect your money, grow with the index that you're currently already following with 100% risk. Now you have a principal protected account that will grow with equity-like returns, and more importantly, withdraw those funds while your account accumulates. If that is something that you're interested in, Green Money Solutions is a national brand that will protect your retirement Over the past 22 years, our clients have successfully implemented this strategy to create a secure and safe retirement. Most advisors don't have access to this because they don't get paid to offer green money. All you have to do is go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out the information, and let's just have a conversation. We haven't really dove into commercial real estate in the past few weeks. We haven't dove into the impacts of an inverted yield curve or interest rates going back up after they went down 3 times this past year. And it's terrible for card holders. It's terrible for automobile purchasers, car notes and mortgages and business loans and HELOCs. It is terrible interest rates, but it's great for green money. It is great if you have a fixed index annuity that's high growth. It is absolutely great because now those interest rates rise, the stock market collapses, you lose nothing. And guess what? You're making more money off a stock market collapse. You're making more money of when the market goes up because now you're going up when the market goes up and you're not going down when the market goes down. And you've done your research, you've done the retirement plan because you put money aside away in yellow money that is liquid, that can be traded, that is risk tolerance focused, that standard deviation focused, that you have the ability to stick your hands in it, utilize also that for income, but also have the growth component of possibly beating the NASDAQ like what we did last year. And past performance is not indicative of future results. But guys, what I'm telling you is that it's really this simple. You just got to figure out your colors. And I'll repeat it for the 1,100th time, is that yellow money is a bucket of money that's completely liquid. It's managed. We know the tactical manipulations that these idiots, these Luciferians are doing to your portfolio. This is all documented. This is not some conspiratorial minutia that's happening. This is like real life stuff. There's a reason why the stock market's going up. The treasuries is falling apart. The yield curve, we don't even know where it's at any given day. And more importantly, the banks are still closing. But yet the stock market keeps going up. You can't explain it. There's no reason to explain it other than it's manipulated. And guess what? If you're a client of mine, if you're confident, the word of God says that I build my house on solid what? On solid rock. And if your retirement plan is built on 7 stocks, man, you got a pogo stick. You don't have a retirement plan. You got a pogo stick. Because as soon as that S&P cracks, and maybe you get into Bitcoin, maybe you're all-time high, you're excited about the S&P 500 growing, great. When have you taken profits? What's wrong with taking 20% off the table and putting it in treasuries or putting it in buying silver? Because silver is pumping up. You're buying silver at $40, $50 when it was at 119. It's 65 right now. It's going up. If you like AGQ, you could buy that and make a killing possibly. Of course, that's not a stock recommendation. I'm not giving a stock recommendation, but that's double the silver. You're buying it at an all-time low. It's that simple, guys. The stock market is high. Take some off the table because if you don't do it now, you'll never do it. Just like what happened to you in silver. Silver was at 119 and some change. Did you sell then? Or you beat your chest like, yeah, we did good. We invested in this stupid precious metal, right? That the dollar's going to crash, bro. And what happened? You got crapped on. You were eating crow, bro, because it fell down, because greed kicked in. You started investing with your emotions because you were programmed that way. That's when greed and selfishness comes in. If you're being real with yourself, man. Like, I know I'm offending some people here, and you may think whatever. I don't give a flip. I really don't. You don't have to do business with me. I'm just here to tell the truth. And if you're offended, then good. I would look into that. Why are you offended? And that's the real problem, is you're offended because you invested with your emotions. You invested with your heart on your sleeve. You invested for all the wrong reasons because the bro investors, your influence, who are not licensed professionals, by the way, started investing with their beliefs and not evidence. And that is what these Luciferians, that's what these elitists, that's what these Zionists want you to believe. They have psychological numbers that entrap you, and they know what levers to push to get them at certain levels so that you can continue to sell your silver, so that they can build data centers, so that they can hire Byron Donalds to be their next puppet, so that they can support the heavily funded APEC mission statement to track, trace, and control you into the New World Order, to chip you, to make sure your children will be transhumanized. That's what Satan wants, man. They don't give a flip about Jesus. They don't give a flip about your whatever beliefs you have as a faith-based person. They want to kill all that. And they want to dress it up as a little pig and say, you can't talk bad about it because this is anti-Semitic. Well, now you're going against my faith. Just because I'm going against your faith doesn't mean you have to censor my podcast or my business or whatever. We still live in America where we get to speak our truths and our freedoms of speech. We get to speak. Yeah, they can deplatform you, they can debank you all you want, but all this is legal, man. You have the right to say what you want to say. I had lunch with a friend the other day, and I can't say who because he lives in a communistic Islamic country. And he's over there, he's starting an American business, but he's going international. I don't want to talk about what business. It is in a pharmaceutical. Actually, it's in the pharmaceutical business. But he's doing it. He's doing it what you would want, you and I, want to do it. He's actually helping people. He is not big pharma. Big pharma is hurting him big time because they don't want him in the market. He's my age, childhood friend of mine, and he decided to get into. He got into pharmaceutical industries when we were kids. So he's just like me, but in big farm, or not big pharma, but in the pharmaceutical space. And he started his own pharmaceutical company. I'm very proud of him. But you know what he told me? I said, hey, man, can I take a picture? And he said, yeah, but you can't post it online. I don't want to get in trouble legally. I said, what? And come to find out, he lives in a Muslim country. And they vet all their citizens. They're not even allowed to post online. It's nuts. Like, that was real what he told me. I was like, are you kidding me? So, long story short, we should be grateful to have the ability to speak what we want to speak, is what I'm saying. Because there's people in other countries that can't even have a voice. It's illegal, literally illegal for them to have a voice. If you haven't heard about Green Money Solutions, let me tell you, a lot of retirees, they stick their money in the 401ks, they stick their money in their IRAs and their Roths, and they rely on stocks and bonds, even precious metals to grow their retirement, to get them to their retirement destinations. You need principal protection. You need an account that has ability to protect your money, grow with the index that you're currently already following with 100% risk. Now you have a principal protected account that will grow with equity-like returns, and more importantly, withdraw those funds while your account accumulates. If that is something that you're interested in, Green Money Solutions is a national brand that will protect your retirement. Over the past 22 years, our clients have successfully implemented this strategy to create a secure and safe retirement. Most advisors don't have access to this because they don't get paid to offer green money. All you have to do is go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out the information, and let's just have a conversation. You know, speaking of Bitcoin, we spoke about Bitcoin earlier this week, and I told you guys that I'm looking back into it. But Bitcoin and silver are actually really good spots right now to be getting in. Of course, not investment advice, but for those of you that have listened to this podcast, I talk about entry level points. I talk about times that you can get into things and out of things. And although it may not cater to your feelings, it may not cater to what you think it's right, that's essentially how investing and trading works. You want to put your feelings aside and look at the true evidence of what is going on. How can we apply that in life? When I say sell silver, we should get out of silver at least 25%, 30%, some of you 50%. That may offend a lot of people because your whole life you've been taught to save into these puppies. But as we look at the charts, and now that we know what is being manipulated and what is not being manipulated, it is not up to you and your cute little feelings anymore, or what grandpa told you. To be a steward is to know and see the signs. Doesn't mean you have to be a rocket scientist. Doesn't mean you have to have a crystal ball. It just means that common sense is literally mandatory, ordered and ordained by God. So I say that because it is amazing. It is amazing how this is being manipulated. I want to show you some charts here. So as you guys know, I am always going to look at the dollar. So as of late, we see, and this is on a 30-minute and this is 1 hour. So this whole past week, silver's been on a run, and we see the dollar just literally going down, but it's also reaching a new low. Common sense, when the dollar reaches a new low, it's going to be a good investment opportunity, not just for anyone, but for people, for foreign investors that want to trade our dollar. You see, in their markets, they can trade our dollar. In American domestic markets, we can't trade our dollar the way they can. We can't go against our dollar. We can't short our own dollar in American soil. So U.S. banks won't allow you to short a dollar, if you didn't know that. So what I'm getting at is this hit a new low, a recent low. We're at 98.40, about $98.45. So that means parity-wise against, this is just the U.S. dollar futures. So when it hits this low, naturally speaking, it's going to bounce back up because this is like a hallway with a bouncy ball. Whenever it hits the floor, it's going to pop back up. Whenever it hits the ceiling, it's going to come back down. Eventually, we call this a consolidation pattern or a line pattern. If it hits 13, 14 times, typically, you'll see a breakout in one way. So you'll see and we also call this a price home. So when it hits a new ceiling that's around or below the previous ceiling, also known as resistance, what generally happens is it will bounce back down to its trading average. And so there's a 50-day and a 200-day moving average, but there's new price homes all across the line. So as we touch this new zone here, or this new support level, the ground is called support and the ceiling is called resistance. So whenever we come close to the support level, there's two things that can happen. It literally it'll never hover over support typically. But what typically happens is it'll hit this floor and bounce right back up. Or if there's a lot of momentum, it will just blow past support, and we call it the ass in just fell. And that happens a lot, especially in crypto. So, and then you get psychological numbers and other technical things that happen. So we want to look at momentum is what I'm getting at. The momentum here, right now, we got a buy signal, a golden cross. The dollar is pumping up, and this is on a 1 hour. On a daily, we see the dollar going down. But on the 1 hour, it's popping back up. It actually looks pretty good. So my mistake, I thought this was a daily, but it's a 1 hour. So that changes a lot. We want to look at the daily. And here we are on a daily. It wants to hit this new support level. The bouncy ball just hit the floor. It bounced back up. Your silver lost a ton of money this past 2 quarters from April all the way up to July. Silver was a pain in your butt. You've lost a killing. And we go back. Here's that floor again, guys. Here's that bouncy ball. It went down. The dollar was around 95. Silver was all-time high. Guess what the dollar did? It hit that support level. The bouncy ball hit the floor, and it went right up to the ceiling. That ceiling is over parity, over 100 and some change. And guess what the bouncy ball did? It went right back down, trying to find a new price home, a new support level at that time. And guess what that did? It bounced right back up, hit the new ceiling around 101.5. And now we're starting to see the bouncy ball come back down. It's the same pattern over and over and over again. So now the dollar's going down. This is where the bro investors say, man, I told you the dollar's going to crash. I told you that's why silver's going up, dude. And you got to buy it, man. Because Maria Bartiromo said it. The dollar's crashing. Inflation is still high. The banks are running. That language. Never, ever do they ever say, oh, yeah, there's support level and a resistance level. They don't even sound educated. They go off their feelings. They go off the narrative. And I know this is the narrative of our listeners, but I'm telling you, do not even talk like that, because you will get inoculated. You will lose money. You can't buy and hold this. I mean, you could, but you're going to get hurt in the process. There's a more efficient way to do this. So the silver that we have today, the dollar's going down, the silver's going up. So I see a lot of downside on this dollar. So dollar's weakening after it had this massive run up, this Q2 and now going into Q3, Q1 and Q2, it had this massive run up. Your silver crashed, but here we are. Your silver's starting to go up. Now, this is the dollar. I haven't even shown you the silver chart. We're looking at the dollar because it is an inverse relationship, if you didn't know. Here we are, guys. That dollar is going down. So guess what happens with silver? It starts to pump back up. And I told you guys that AGQ would be a really good investment. We'll look at AGQ in a minute. But we got a buy signal. This is a great time to get into silver. So what we need to understand is the silver gold ratio. Right now we're at hovering around 65. So basically what that means, guys, is that if it's around 65, I'm not talking about the price silver, I'm talking about the gold silver ratio, meaning 1 ounce of gold today would buy 1 ounce of gold will buy 67 ounces of silver. So as the silver gets cheaper, like in 2020, the gold ratio was 100, I believe. If you haven't heard about Green Money Solutions, let me tell you, a lot of retirees, they stick their money in their 401ks, they stick their money in their IRAs and their Roths, and they rely on stocks and bonds, even precious metals to grow their retirement, to get them to their retirement destinations. You need principal protection. You need an account that has ability to protect your money, grow with the index that you're currently already following with 100% risk. Now you have a principal protected account that will grow with equity-like returns, and more importantly, withdraw those funds while your account accumulates. If that is something that you're interested in, Green Money Solutions is a national brand that will protect your retirement. Over the past 22 years, our clients have successfully implemented this strategy to create a secure and safe retirement. Most advisors don't have access to this because they don't get paid to offer green money. All you have to do is go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out the information, and let's just have a conversation. So right now we're at a 66 gold ratio. What that basically means is that 1 ounce of gold will buy 66 ounces of silver. During 2020, the gold silver ratio was over 100. So you would buy an ounce of gold and you would get 100, equivalent to 100 ounces of silver. Anytime the silver and gold ratio or gold to silver ratio, anytime it goes above 65, you're looking into buy zone. You're looking to buy it. That means it's mispriced, and we're heading into that zone right now. On top of that, I'm going to put my indicators on it based on the momentums and everything that I know. We are seeing a massive, massive shift in the dollar with plenty of room to go down even more. And this is where silver does shine. So for those of you that are in a gold IRA, precious metals IRA, you may want to sit this out for the next few weeks and not do nothing. And honestly, just buy and hold because your metals is about to go up. Now, what I cannot speak is the junk that your broker did to you. I don't know if he smacked a 25% spread on it, 30% spread, 40% spread. So when you go and sell it, they would charge you 40% over spot price. You know, they get into this stupidity about collectibles, and you start asking your broker about collectibles, they get really, really, really antsy. And it's bad because I hit them up with one line. It all gets melted in the same pot. So don't fall victim to that New York sales rep or Slick Rick guy that's really pushy when they call you. Because it all gets melted from the Tiffany bracelet to the fancy silverware to anything that can get melted. It all gets melted in the same pot. It doesn't matter what it is. It all gets melted in the same pot. This is why bars and rounds are so important, because you don't care what it looks like. You simply know that it's going to get melted. Anyways, it's a good time to buy. Oh, and by the way, if you were paying attention earlier this week, I was talking about AGQ. Now, for those of you that don't like the precious metals, like I don't really care to have all this on my desk. This is just a little stash for prop. I remember I spent like $3,000, I don't know, a couple years ago, because I thought it was kind of cool to have like all these silver bars here on my desk on as a prop, and it hit 119. I'm like, holy cow! There's about $40,000 here. I didn't put it anywhere else. I should have sold it and locked in. I didn't, because I like it as a prop. You see, I'm not emotionally attached to it. And the people that are emotionally attached to it, they wouldn't have sold it in the first place if it was an all-time high. So this is why I say that. And this is why I keep it. It's a daily reminder of, hey, this was 120. This was worth like 35 grand, 40 grand. It didn't bother me because I don't have all my eggs in this basket. I have plenty other silver. And I did sell some. Not all of it. I sold some. And so my question to you is, when silver goes on a run again, are you going to sell this time? Are you going to look at the ceiling? Are you going to look at the floor? And if you don't sell, hey, no judgment. But really the question is when are you going to sell? Because it's red money. Or is greed kicking in? Is greed kicking in? Do you trust the money in your bank account more than you trust God? Where else does that show up in your life? You see this a lot with stocks. I can tell you some awesome stocks. Man, I'm giving you one right freaking now. AGQ, bro. Man, this thing is taking off. Look at this sucker, man. This thing is insane. This is double the silver. This is double. Well, everybody runs to, I want silver bars. I want silver bars. This thing is insane. This is a high risk trade, guys. I'm not recommending this. I'm letting you know that you could lose money if you don't seek a financial professional. Do not call my office and say, you recommended this and I lost money. Well, this is for information and education purposes only. I am just giving you some info. Silver is at the bottom. We did see a little run. I just got a buy signal on my highly sophisticated software. I trust this very much. And this is a way to paper trade it with leverage. So if the spot price is, if the spot price of silver is $70 right now, or I'm sorry, actually, what is silver trading at right this second? Let me look at it again. I just forgot. Yeah, 68,950. If this goes back to 100, then you can expect AGQ you can expect AGQ to probably hit 180. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at the charts at its peak. This sucker was around 450 when silver was around 119. So this thing is insane. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. Look how beautiful this thing is. It knew when it was an all-time high that we needed to sell. And this is when I was preaching, sell, sell, sell. I got called a spick. I got called a Jew. I got called an idiot, a sellout, an informant, a fake, a Bernie Madoff, an idiot, Dumbo because of my big ears. I mean, everything. You sound like the kids that I play beer hockey with. They get so frustrated to say, hey, man, you're fat, you're gay, you're poor, your wife's a whore, and you look stupid. I'm like, okay, guys, what else you want to throw at me? Why we skate around you and score and win. That's what losers do. They start pointing the finger and making fun. They don't take responsibility. Like literally, that's the crap that they talk on the ice. I just laugh. I'm the captain of my team, and I tell my boys, do not fall into their 18-year-old tactics. They're at home living with mom, and mom's paying their beer league fees. Do not cater to their stupidity. It's the same thing here, socially on the internet. There's so many idiots out there that think they want to be a financial advisor. They think they want to be an economist. They can't even look at a stupid chart and give you analysis. But yet, because they have 2 million followers, they know what they're talking about. Don't fall victim to that, guys. When I say you need a licensed professional, I freaking really mean it. I make a living giving investment advice. I make a living in retirement planning. This is all I ever done. I'm not saying I'm the smartest, I'm the most best, or I am perfect. I don't miss shots. Yeah, I make mistakes too, and I'll admit it in a heartbeat. But don't listen to these guys that do not have any financial backing. That, oh, well, he said it, and doctor this, and doctor that, and this person that. Don't fall victim, because they're bro investors. And there's bro investors in mainstream media. There's bro investors on the right-hand side. There's bro investors in your church. And how you know you have the bro disease is when you start getting your ideas from your dentist, your pastor, your landscaper, your tree cutter, your neighbor, and God forbid, Yahoo Finance. That's how you know you've been bro invested. You allow other people to give you the idea and do their own research. Anyways, AGQ is a baller right now, man. I love this thing. I'm dumping some money in this. I already bought an option here. So that should be looking pretty good. Another thing I want to talk about real quick, as this thing gets lit up pretty nasty. Guess what we just talked about? Bitcoin. Look at my signal here. I got a buy signal on Bitcoin on a daily chart. This thing just skyrocketed from 62 all the way to $77,000 a coin. And look, I don't have a sell bar here, but I'm looking for one. See if it comes right back down. But this is the behavior of Bitcoin. Now all these people are going to be like, oh, yeah, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. I knew it. After they said it wasn't worth a darn. Here we are. We have some big legs on Bitcoin. I was thinking it was going to hit a lot lower. I thought I was going to hit this support level and go down to 40s. We didn't come close. Went to 57. I think this thing is turning around, man. So we have a blue cross, basically a golden cross right now. Once it hits this 200-day moving average, we'll get a green box, and then boom, this thing will hit 85, 87, possibly 90,000. So buying a call option on BitU, which is the ETF that tracks Bitcoin, will be in your best interest if you want to make some quick money. Again, this is not investment advice. This is education information purposes only. If you buy this without a licensed professional or you hold it long term, you will lose money. Please do not call my office and say I recommended it to you. You trade with your own risk. But I got a buy signal right now on BitU. BitU is basically tracks the ETF of Bitcoin, and it's double. It is an ultra Bitcoin. It's traded on New York Stock Exchange. Right now it's at 1333. I think I bought an option around 9 or 10. So I'm already in the money in this bad boy. I believe this is going to have a huge run. So, yep, it literally just skyrocketed as soon as I podcasted on it. It just, not because of me, I'm just saying I saw the alert really early. I saw the lows, and I'm just in the know because I love this stuff. I'm always following, major indices. You guys know I always follow the dollar, silver, Bitcoin, TNA, TQQQ, UVIX. Those are my babies. KRE. I like to make money when the market goes up, down, or sideways, and I like to alert my listeners of what is going on. So yes, we got another buy signal. We got a double buy signal on BitU. For those of you that like Bitcoin, you don't understand it, and you want to trade it, you can buy this in your brokerage account. Now, this is going to be a volatile investment. It's twice the move. And if you ever want to short Bitcoin, you can actually go to SBIT, and you can actually short it. So even on my short side, I'm getting a sell signal saying, hey, get out of here, man. This thing's losing money because Bitcoin is going up. So as Bitcoin goes up and BitU goes up, I'm going to be looking here. I'm going to be looking here to see when this hits this new floor, because it hit its ceiling. You see the ceiling? It went over the ceiling, and now it's going to come crashing down because Bitcoin's going up. But where's that new floor? Is it going to be around $34? Well, we're fixing to find out, guys. And once it hits that floor, you'll see Bitcoin come right back down, and this is going to go back up. So I'll be talking about it. And this goes on and on and on and on forever. It never ends. And this is how you have to start looking at this stuff. Like, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to buy and hold it. I'm going to buy and hold the silver. I'm going to buy and hold this, and I'm going to buy and hold that. How did that work out for you? If you have 30, 40 years, that will work. But if you're retired, imagine living like this and having a broker or a trader doing all this for you. It gets very difficult. It really does. And what I love about all of this is it fascinates me. But if you're retired, it's really simple. What is the goal of all this? If the goal is just to make money, then let's plan something where we have the ability to invest in our retirement. We have the ability to put money away. This is why I love green money. Green monies are insurance-based products. Green money is a contractual agreement with you, an insurance company, that they allow for you to have a guarantee based on their strengths of and willing to pay their guarantees, which is pretty phenomenal. They have the ability to protect your money, guarantee it, grow with an index. That index could be the NASDAQ, could be the Russell 2000, could be the S&P, could be the gold index, a Bitcoin index. You get my drift. But now we have the ability to make 70, 80, 90, even 100% of this index, depending if you want a bonus or not. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to greenmoneysolutions.com. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com. Check out the different options I put together. There's option 1. There's option, which is a 5-year program. You make less returns because those limit on your the limit on your growth is a lot more substantial. And so because the insurance company doesn't have access to your money for X amount of period, only a limited time. Option 2 is going to be a 10-year deal with a bonus, a big bonus. Option 3 is my favorite and my baby. No bonus, no fee, 100% of the index. Give me 100% of that growth, anywhere from 80 to 100, depending on the index. Typically, we're going to follow a NASDAQ base index. And with quantum coming at the cusp, you're going to want to be in a technological driven index in some portfolio manner, in some manner, if you want to grow. There's track, trace, and control all over the place. You don't think they need the silver? You don't think technology is going to get even crazier? Wait till the house bots start coming out. House bots are going to be the norm. They're going to be the norm here. So they're going to need a lot of silver, man. I think this is why Tesla hasn't coming out with their humanoids this year. It was supposed to be this year, but I think they're going to come out next year. So something's got to happen there. But it's delayed a lot of technology because the silver is not available. The only way they can make it available is they pump up the dollar again. So as they lower, I mean, this is a sick move. Think about this. They lower the dollar or crash it. People get excited about silver. They invest and they buy more, only for them to pump up the dollar again. And then boom, you sell your silver, all the AI, all the data centers, all the quantum, everything to track, trace, control you. You flock camera yourself into a ditch or a grave. This is the mind F they're going to be doing on us. I'm going to be here to watch it all. I'm going to be here to call it out like it is. A lot of people are not going to agree with me. But I'm going to just tell you what the charts are saying. I'm going to tell you what God put in my heart. I'm going to tell you my rational thinking, and that's okay. You can call me Dumbo, stupid, ugly, idiot, whatever you want. I'm a licensed professional. But continue to bro invest and see where that gets you. Or you can decide to finally, when you sell your home, when you want to leave your job and you want to actually protect your money in your retirement, we can actually put it in a green money account where you can grow with the same stuff that you're trying to grow with anyway. Now we have a guarantee on your principal. And this is huge because the clients that have done it, they're able to take 5, 10% out at times, still have their principal, still know what they're doing, and still have an income. You know, I recently had a gentleman literally brought me to tears. My wife too. She reads the notes on my appointments and says, "Hey babe, you got a 2 o'clock, you got a 3 o'clock. This person needs you. They have a question about that. And 4 o'clock, oh, they have this, and that." And this gentleman calls and says, "I'm dying, I'm terminal. I have a life insurance policy. My wife is getting this. I would like to talk about what those funds look like when she gets them." It was the most humbling call. At that point, I was like, God, I don't want to podcast today. I don't want to talk today. I don't want to do anything. And then the Holy Spirit smacked me right in the freaking face and said, "You're going to open your mouth and you're going to speak, because it's not for you. It's not for your lazy old self. This is for someone else. I've given you this mic. I've given you a voice. Now speak." Like, that's what the Spirit of God told me in my heart after that call. And you know who you are. I'm not here to say names. But anyone in the world, this gentleman could have called, and he chose to call me. And so I was humbled. And so I keep on podcasting, guys. The reason why I say that, not because of me. I'm just a vessel. I am just a regular person. The same person you see on camera is the same person in real life. What I told that family, that couple, I said, all we got to do is put a simple plan together where no matter what the market does, no matter what the banking industry does, no matter what interest rates do, no matter what the bond market does, we're going to guarantee an income and a plan that your wife will be able to be taken care of for the rest of her life. So that when you're in the grave, not that you're going to be thinking about this, but we're going to honor you because you're going to control money from the grave. You're going to create a plan to take care of your bride for the rest of her life. And if we plan it right, your wife will be able to give money to your children as well. That's how that story works. We weren't talking about trading and Bitcoin and silver. We found the aim. We compartmentalized it. We took the feelings out, and now we're able to steward and deliver her a plan that will be effective in her retirement while she's mourning her husband. But how much of a man is, man, to take care of your bride even at death? That's a man. My wife was in tears when I told her how that meeting went. And this couple doesn't know this, she actually picked off 4 kids. My job is to pick up my son, who's an hour away. And now my youngest son, I have 4 kids. She picked up the girls on the other side of town. And I usually pick up the boys, which is in the other side of town, hour that way. And the girls are like 20 minutes the opposite direction. she picked up all 4 just so I can be present on this call. Just melted me. And I said, babe, can I take you out to dinner and buy you something nice at the mall? She said, absolutely. She didn't buy anything. I'm like, I'm not going to force it, but I'm going to shove a filet mignon down your throat and we're going to have some dinner. I try to wine it down her, even though we don't drink wine. But the women in your life, guys, that is what you need. That is amazing. So with all that being said, I just want to make sure that you guys know I'm here. There's going to be a lot of volatility coming up. There's going to be a lot of confusion. I'm here to give you the best advice I possibly can. I don't even care about the money. I actually want to be an impact to your life. That's how I get paid. I want to transform your life. I want to be a solution for you. You don't have to be in big box retail financial America where they act like Jehovah's Witnesses. You want to be on the same page spiritually, financially, academically, medically, politically, financially. You want to be on the same page as your advisor. If your advisor cannot offer that, then what the HELL are you doing over there? Don't forget, if you like what I'm saying or if anything resonates with you, go to CortezWM.com. Book an appointment with us. Let's schedule a conversation. It can be 15 minutes, it can be 30 minutes, depending on how many questions you have. Let's just see if we're a good fit. It doesn't have to be formal. If you want us to send statements before our conversation, go to info@CortezWM.com. I can look at what you have before you call us, and I'll be very well prepared, and our time together will be productive. So, yes, you can email me at info@CortezWM.com. Ask me any questions that you'd like, and I'm here to help. God bless you guys. I am going to be out, and don't forget to get your awesome peptides from Get Me Lean USA. I've lost a ton of weight. I kept it off, and it's because of GetMeLeanUSA.com. Go over there, get your amazing peptides. They're animal and plant-based peptides. They're not the cheapest. They're not the most expensive, but they're made here in America. No harmful chemicals. They ship right to your door, and you can cancel anytime. If you do go on a subscription, I believe they give you a 10% discount, but they've got some new products out there. My favorite is going to be the orange juice, which is called the Fit, and the Lean. The Lean is like a peptide pill, and it just burns fat off you and doesn't make it doesn't make you want to eat garbage. So I love it. And walk every day 10 to 14,000 steps. Pretty easy to do if you just take 2-minute 15 walks. You lose a lot of weight, and you can reverse your age literally 10 to 20 years. So I'm 43. I feel like my chronicle age 43. My biological age is 28. So it is amazing. All right, guys. Well, God bless you guys. And go to CortezWM.com if you're interested in a consultation. I'm more than happy to help you. God bless you guys. I'm out. So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership, is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural, groundbreaking peptides. What your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable, and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out.